Alrighty, everybody. Welcome back to another crochet vlog, and I think this is going to be the second to last one for Lost in Time, which is pretty crazy. Kit here. I don't know. I feel this sudden urge to introduce this series again. Basically, I crochet. And I do self-imposed therapy of reading my book, the first book I ever wrote, that I am going through, and I'm rereading it, re-experiencing it, and I'm going to rewrite it to make it better. And then I'd love to be published, but at the same time, I don't think it's that good. I don't think I'm that good of a writer. I just don't have any self-esteem. So yeah, this is chapter 25 of technically 26 chapters and an epilogue. So you probably should start from the beginning. I don't know. As for the crochet, it's just more squares. More squares. That's it for a long time. So many squares. But that's okay. They're kind of fun to finish right now. I've got a nice lovely little stack on my desk. So, yeah. Anyway, so previously on, we read chapter 24, Right Choices, Hard Feelings. Dimitri's mother is dying. Eli wants to figure out how to fix it. A week went by. Nothing. Everyone at her disposal is helping out, but they can't find anything. Just because they have a decent amount of information on sirens, but not enough. And then she's like going through her stuff, and she finds Dracula's button, and she realizes, oh, sugar honey iced tea, it's been almost a week. No, because she was supposed to call Dracula within a week, so she only had like very little time left. So she basically immediately just went. She left like a little note just in case, and she went. She thought he might kill her. No, he didn't want to kill her, but he offered her essentially information to save Raid's life, or her dad's necklace. And it's a special necklace that she never knew what like the story was behind it, because he always kept telling her, I'll tell you another day, Eli, I'll tell you another day. Obviously he's dead. Yeah. So that day never came, but that necklace, like, he never took it off. He never took it off to even let her, like, look at it even closer than when it was wrapped around his neck. And that necklace was very important to her, just as important to her, like, as her dad. And so the fact that Dracula has that necklace, and he wouldn't tell her where he got it, you know, it really did just slam home that her dad is dead, because there's no way he'd let that necklace go if he wasn't dead. So she had to choose one. It was either the necklace that means so much to her, or information to save a life of someone, you know, connected to someone she does care about. And she always knows what the right choice is. But, you know, I mean, it's hard. So she obviously picked that, went through and found a temple, fought through it, really didn't fight through it, she rode a riptide through it, got enough moonstone pebbles, and teleported herself back to the hospital, and landed in a cleaning supply closet. Bleach splashed all over her. She's injured from the previous encounters and stuff, and her ankle is twisted into a rolling around janitorial mop bucket, and she is currently on her way back to Raid's room, because Raid has very little time, maybe like in less than an hour, but she's got it, like, you know what I mean. But yeah, that's where we're at. So this is chapter 25, A Forgotten Conversation. And we are at page 190 out of 208. We are very, very close. And I am thinking I'm going to have just 2 parts left. So this part and then one more part, because I think, like, the last chapter, chapter 26, is fairly long. But the epilogue, I think, is only like 2.5 pages. So I'm just going to combine, and it's probably going to be like an hour-long episode. Hopefully everybody's okay with that. I'm kind of thrilled with myself for getting done with this. Yeah, and I'll leave my thoughts and stuff for that. Yeah, okay, so let's get into it. 6 minutes into the video. Okay. 25. Chapter 25, A Forgotten Conversation. Somehow along the way, I got my ankle out of that darn bucket. It was swollen and angry, but I kept on moving anyway, still holding on to the mop handle. I turned the corner, then turned back, heart beating fast. The doctors and nurses were coming out of Raid's room. We better go tell her husband and son. She only has a few minutes left, one of the nurses said sadly, with the rest nodding gloomily, walking slowly down the hall as I spied on them. If they saw me, they'd definitely take me to the ER because I looked bad. But if they did that, Raid was dead. Quick as a injured bunny, I was hobbling across the hall and let myself into Raid's hospital room. I sneezed as soon as I closed the door, plugging my nose with my hand. I think I need to... Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, that's better, I think. My nose is itching. I sneezed as soon as I closed the door, plugging my nose with my hand. By the Father, oh, what a smell. Blech. I'm never eating fish again. Rotting fish, baked seaweed. Think of every single slimy, rotten, fetid thing that smells bad from the ocean, and that was this smell. It was awful. Nevertheless, I approached her, doing my best not to notice her severely cracked lips, or gaunt cheeks, her skin flecking off of her bones, or how her mouth was open and her teeth were rotting away. Blech. I did my best, but noticed and wanted to hurl anyway. Her sunken eyes, nearly all the way back into her skull, fluttered open weakly, the brilliant cobalt blue they had once been now gone nearly white. Eli, what are you doing here? It was hard for her to speak, her voice raspy and aged. I got as close as I dared and put my backpack, wet and rank, on her white, clean hospital sheets, ruffling through to find the sea's bounty. Saving you, I hope. Yeah, can you imagine how scary that would be, doing all of this? All of it, if you've been keeping up. Doing all of that and not actually knowing if it would work? Oh my god. I didn't actually know if this was going to work, but Dracula wouldn't lie to me. I think. Oh, honey, I've made my peace. She swallowed, trying to continue, but it clearly hurt. It clearly hurt her to speak. It was horrible, seeing the life drained from her. Where was Marcus and Dim? Weren't they supposed to be here? With it, I'm ready to go. But promise me that you will be there for Dimitri. My poor baby. No matter what, Eli, please promise me you will be there for him. Her hand visibly shook with the effort it took to reach and grasp my wrist, her slimy bones sliding down my skin. Oh my god. Okay. Oh dear. Descriptions in this one are killing me. Which is a good thing, because it was meant to, but okay. Pebbles in my hand, still hidden in the backpack, I nodded, swallowing thickly. I would save her, but she was dying. A tear slid down my cheek. I promise you, Raid, no matter what, I will be there for him. Even if he doesn't want me to be. Her eyes, lit with peace, fluttered close. a smile on her face as she started to slip away. Good. Tell them I love them, will you? I didn't want them to see me go. She was going, I could tell. Pushing my squeamishness aside, I held her palm open. Aside, I held her palm open as I put a few of the pebbles in her hand, arranging her fingers to close around them. They immediately began to take effect. Thank you, Father. As her hand began to glow with ethereal light, nearly blinding me as I reached over and touched some more of the pebbles to her black moonstone, feeling the warmth as the power transferred. I had more pebbles, and as the magic left the others, I replaced them, putting the now cool ones in my backpack. I would return them to the ocean later, praise the moon, whatever I had to do, but I was just so grateful it was working. No reapers came down to smite me for interfering, so I assumed that this was meant to be. Relief had me swaying on my feet as the last of the stones gave their power, and Raid looked as good as new. No, better. She was glowing with health, breathing normally, and her moonstone was glowing brighter than ever. She would be alive for a long time, I knew. Dim wouldn't know the pain of losing a parent early. At least not for a good long while. I hefted my backpack on my tired shoulders when Raid began to stir. Oh no. Instinctively, I knew she wouldn't remember anything, not after a traumatic coming back like that. Just as she moaned slightly in her sleep, her voice back to its usual beautiful tone, the door began to swing open. No, oh no. I shouldn't have worried, really, because I fell through the floor and landed in some painful splits. Oh, shit. Wow. I used to be a gymnast. The pain I am feeling right now. Some painful splits on Pop's condo's tan wooden floor. The rift, my saving grace, closed with a snap on the ceiling, and my secret was kept. Thank you, Father Time. Only then did I notice how exhausted I was, barely able to stand, much less stagger over to his master bathroom. Since no one came running to see what the noise was about, I assumed I was home alone. Exactly what I needed right now. Stripping and hissing at the multiple little cuts all over me, still stinging from the contact with bleach, I sank into the large jacuzzi bath, whimpering as every little movement hurt like heck. Soon I had warm, soothing water up to my chin, and bubbles nearly overflowing the tub. It was so relaxing, and I was so tired. I fell asleep, dreaming of California's beaches and hot waffle breakfasts. Yes, falling asleep in the tub. That's a wonderful idea, Eli. Pop woke me, yanking the door open and yelling at me, "Tiger, wake up!" I jerked awake, yawning. Huh? What is it? I mumbled sleepily, stirring the water slightly as I stiffly sat up. Ow, so sore. Please don't tell me you fell asleep in a full bathtub. Oops. I didn't fall asleep in a full bathtub. I could practically feel him rolling his eyes at me. If that was my kid, I'd probably yank him out of the tub. I don't care how old they are. Hurry up and finish. Get out here so I can lecture and interrogate you. Then you can sleep. He walked off, probably heading to the kitchen as I complied with a loud groan. What a nice nap, too. 10 minutes later, my quickly towel-dried hair was leaving damp spots on Pop's oversized army hoodie and baggy gym shorts as I entered the kitchen, following the mouth-watering smell of hot chocolate and macaroni. I love you so much, Pop. That just doesn't sound like a very good combination. Does that sound like a good combination? I mean, chocolate and cheese. Okay, maybe. Oh my god, my nose is itching. But like macaroni cheese, so like hot cheese and hot cocoa. Nope. He had his Kiss the Chef frilly pink apron on, a gag gift from Dad, and NCIS turned low on TV. The TV trays were already set up, and he had the blankets, even a fort set up. I want a fort. One of the many reasons Michael Carter Bishop was amazing. Oh yes, absolutely. Grandfather of the Year. Don't y'all think so? Despite my cut-up face and split lip, I grinned widely. Thank you, Pop, I said, hugging him from behind, the heat of the stove warming my chilled hands. I backed up as he turned around, 2 bowls of steaming mac and cheese in his hands. You're welcome, hon. Taking a bowl, I did kiss the chef. And snagged a warm mug of cocoa with marshmallows on the top, of course, before ambling over to the couch, getting comfy. So what happened, he asked after settling on the couch beside me. Sipping on my hot chocolate and digging into the cheesy goodness, I told him. Raid, you know, Dim's mom and that siren he used the first aid kit on me a while back. Her moonstone began to run out, and she was done. So I started looking around, trying to figure out if there was another one I could get or away. Pop just narrowing his eyes at me. Eliana Bishop, you know better than to mess with death. I know, but I don't know. It just didn't feel right. And when I managed to pull it off, no one stopped me, so I was right. It wasn't our time. But last night, a business associate and I did a mutual deal that benefited us both and settled the debt. What he provided me with was information, so I may have gone and infiltrated a siren temple. I cringed further into the fuzzy blankets in an effort to get away from his laser gaze. Infiltrated? What does that even entail? Oh no. Not that tone. I'm in so much trouble. Yeah, you were in a lot of trouble, Eli. Riptide and falling in good ways? And smacking corners like constantly. Then kind of getting bleach all over me and twisting my ankle in a mishap with a janitor's bucket. But I'm alive. I waved my hands around and grimaced, trying to play it all off. So parents, grandparents out there, what would you do if this was your grandkid? your kid. A few tense moments of being stared at later, and by the father, Tiger, I don't know how you survived this long. I don't either. Sheer dumb luck. He threw his arms around me and embraced me in a warm, comforting hug. Side hug. I was forgiven. Thank goodness. Good genes, I joked. Lady luck, he deadpanned. That too. We chuckled and spent the rest of the night watching NCIS reruns, enjoying our time together. We ended up falling asleep on that comfortable couch, and I only woke up with stiff joints for the delicious smell of Belgian waffles floating in the air. Yawning, I sat down at the set table, rubbing my eyes tiredly. My nose is freaking itching. This is awful. Morning, Tiger. You are looking a bit... He trailed off, grinning instead. I scrunched my nose up and stuck my tongue out at him. Need coffee. Oh, thank you. He talked as I downed my coffee and began tearing into the big stack of waffles on my plate. So, you probably noticed I've been gone for a bit here and there. Oh, and I'm sure he's regretting that, by the way, considering, I leave for one moment and you've gone and done this. Yeah. Went to that dang Foxtrot office wanting to resign. Got that paperwork started. Then went and helped Eileen so she could come home sooner. Then had to go back to punch a son of a... the one who didn't tell me about Carter. We both stopped. A moment of mourning passing over us. Carter is her dad, by the way. Yeah. And got in trouble for kind of landing him in the hospital, he said sheepishly. Of course you did, Pops. But as of yesterday, Eileen is here on desk duty at Goma for a good long while, and I am officially retired from Foxtrot. We exchanged wide grins and fist bumps. I am officially all yours, kiddo. But it's Friday. I got work, but you don't. So you know what to do. Love you, Tiger. Oh, God. You can't leave either of these people alone for 5 minutes. By the way, he is working at the Traveler office at the, holy shit, I've forgotten the name of the freaking office. Oh, yeah, DOD. The DOD office, the Department of Diplomacy. When he's not working for Foxtrot, he works there. Yeah. Does he need the money? No, he doesn't, but he gets bored. He gets bored. Pop finished his waffles, got up, rinsed his plate in the sink, then kissed me on top of my messy rat nest hair before leaving for work. I finished my breakfast assignments, did the dishes, then left the apartment, snatching my now dry backpack. That probably stinks to high heaven. Actually, no, Pop probably fixed it. And walked back to the dorm. Just how many hideous looks can I get, I wonder? A ton, apparently, although I couldn't blame them. I think I needed another shower. But this walk gave me a moment to myself to think on everything. Vivian's little sister, Samantha, she couldn't move on without my intervention in the feud of her sister and Charlotte. I still hadn't seen her, but I could sense her wandering around me. The demons. They had killed my father and wanted me now. They wanted me, a traveler. I still was no closer to figuring out why they had to mention the traveler part. And what did raid mean exactly? Promise me you'll be there for Dimitri, Eli, no matter what. What was the no matter what about? What was going to happen? A bad feeling weighed heavy on my shoulders, my muscles unconsciously tensing. Something was about to happen, I was sure of it, but what? Surely not another incident like Halloween. I didn't think I could go through that again. Once was enough to last me a lifetime. No, it was going to be something else. Fate wouldn't be that cruel. Would they? The answer's yes. Obviously, I'm the author and I know what happens. But if I were the reader, I'd just say yes. Am I wrong? The answer awaited me in the dorms. I managed to get back and up all of the stairs into the dorm and made it almost to my room when I heard Mad's loud voice, but oddly enough, it wasn't aimed at me. So I huddled by the wall, listening as she talked with someone around the corner, another one of the kids. Why do I keep calling them kids? Dimitri's not in there. A lot of his stuff is gone too, Viv. Like he just packed up and left. You don't think it was because of her, do you? Like, what if she was the reason his mom was dying? I didn't hear Viv's reply as they moved away, but what I heard was enough to make my blood run cold. Gone. Why? Quietly as I could, I tossed my backpack into my room and padded over to his room, letting myself in. Closing the door behind me, I looked around. Everything seemed in order, except this was the first time I had ever been in his room. So Madeline has been in his room before, and not me. Jealousy, the vile green monster, woke up in my chest. Focus, Eli. Close. Right. I peeked into his closet. Empty. Drawers? Empty. His TV was there, but his desk was bare. Drawers empty. Most everything was empty. Like he had packed and left without a word. What in the world? Trying my best to not feel upset, even though that was a hopeless endeavor, I tiptoed back to my room and got in the shower, thinking all the while, promise me you'll be there for Dimitri, Eli, no matter what. But how am I supposed to do that, right, if I don't even know where he went, or if he even is going to come back? He'd been so off and on recently, ditching school, parties, like he was worrying about something, but with everything going on, I hadn't paid much attention. I felt like I failed a test or something. Was it the Dracula contract? Or something else? When I got out of the shower, I immediately ran for my phone, only to curse when I found it dead. Too much salt water. Dang it. How was I supposed to call him now? You're not. A voice whispered in my head. Somehow, it felt like Dracula's. Defeated, I slumped onto my bed, so exhausted. I couldn't keep fixing everything, but this felt like something I had to find out. Exhausted, I fell asleep, dreaming of disturbing images of Dem in unknown places. Okay, so that is the end of chapter 25, A Forgotten Conversation. Okay, so we're at page 193 of 208. Honestly, what I think I'm going to do is I'm just going to end this recording, start up another one, and just finish it, because I want to keep reading. But yeah, so something that I did think of when I was reading this is the problems with Dimitri. I want in the rewrite, I want to sprinkle that in a little bit more. Honestly, in the rewrite, I'm going to focus more on the other Coven teenagers, the quote-unquote kids, and her, you know, dorm mates and stuff like that. A little bit more detail on that, a little bit more expansion of that, because some of them are already going to be, like, more friendly with her, or at least interacting with her more. Some of them, not all. And I want to bring them in a little bit, because they are also big, decent parts of the story. This is Eli's story, don't get me wrong, but they are part of her story. Yeah. So that's something that I didn't do a very good job of showing, I feel like. And something I want to fix. I'm so sorry, my nose is still freaking itchy. It's awful. Also, I love her grandfather. Love him so much. I'm also thinking it might help Eli to, like, have a little diary or something that she can refer to. Like some sort of, like, a notes list, or a little notebook or something to keep track of all the different things she's got going on. Things that she needs to do, like a checklist, essentially. As a way to, you know, basically a device for her to keep everything tracked, and also for the reader and as the author, you know, the author as well, everybody to see what has been done, slight reminders of where we're at, what's going on, all the different things, because Lost in Time has a lot of different things going on, and I don't necessarily feel like it's too many if I do it correctly, and I didn't do it correctly. So I need a little plot device, like a diary, to keep everything in, you know, to keep everything on track, to both remind Eli, myself, and the reader what all is going on, so that they're not as confused. But then again, I don't know, like, I never really got any feedback, really, on this, you know? So, I don't know. But I got more feedback for Lost in Time than I did on A Witch's Debt. My mom's read A Witch's Debt. Oh yeah, and somebody else read A Witch's Debt. But they didn't necessarily talk about, like, the actual story. They were talking about some other stuff. But, like, when it comes to, you know, beta readers, I haven't really had that a ton for Lost in Time. And I haven't had that for A Witch's Debt. So, yeah. Anyway, that is going to be that for this. Hopefully we got a few more squares done. Probably, because I recorded the chapter 24 one where I was crocheting. I was crocheting earlier, and that was for that. I got about 2¼ squares done in 30 minutes, and so probably going to have the same thing here. Yeah, we're just doing a lot of purple right now. Lots of purple and lots of lavender for, like, another 10 squares. Oh, so many. Lavender, I swear, it's the lavender and the purple that's going to be most of this blanket, I swear. But yeah, anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope, for what it's worth, I don't know, I hope it's entertaining or something. But I'm happy. I'm happy with going through and rereading, and just thank you for giving me this space. So, yeah. But anyway, I think one more, because we've got just one more chapter. Happy New Year's. Is it gonna be happy though? Is it? Have a great week, guys. I will see you when I see you. Bye.